Hello everyone. Tonight it's pretty easy. Please turn in questions 1 through 20 in your study guide to me by 6 p.m. tonight. All the information actually from yesterday was the last stuff you even needed to do this. But I want to get ahead a little bit, and so we're gonna talk a little bit about the notes for today. The other thing is, don't forget to read pages 487 to 488. That's another thing that you need to do. Oh, and once again, please, look at that essay. I'm going to start talking to you guys about thinking about putting an essay together for your next test. So, look at that last question, and hopefully from what we've been doing and talking about the last, probably 5 days now, will actually have a lot to do with your answer for that essay question on the study guide. Okay, so real quickly, we have a few more blanks under letter C to fill in. The first one is this: the key problem with the invention of the radio is that it needs a broadcasting station to broadcast a signal. The key problem with the radio is the need to have a broadcast station to broadcast a signal. Okay? Very interesting local history here. WJR in Detroit is the second station to be established for radio. And to this day, it is a strong signal, and you can hear it literally from up north all the way down to Ohio without any problem. So WJR in Detroit is the second station to be established for radio. Programming with radio will draw families to the radio every night. Programming will draw families to the radio every night. Comedies, mysteries, dramas, all draw people in. Things like, for instance, The Shadow, which was a dramatic production, and The Bickersons, comedy, were all types of shows. Oh, and oh yes, I almost forgot this one. Amos and Andy. We talked about that show a while back. And yes, once again, both of these gentlemen were not black actors, but everyone for the longest time thought they were, because they heard their voices, but they never saw who they actually were. Last point under letter C, Laundry Soap wants to sponsor a radio station or a radio show. And they're trying to think about what they could do. And they decided that the best thing to draw in their #1 customer, which was women, was to create a show referred to as soap operas. So they created these things called soap operas. Remember, they are a laundry company. And so, yes, they'll have these very romantic and dramatic type of shows where women will definitely tune in every day, not only to hear the show, but also to hear the laundry company's commercial. Very smart. Real quickly now to music and art in the 1920s. Ragtime begins what will be called jazz. Ragtime will begin something called jazz. Jazz gains popularity as African Americans move north. So as African Americans who've performed jazz down in the South moved north to work in the factories in the 1920s, they will start to produce jazz here in the North. Two things in particular that will make jazz more popular is that jazz will start being put onto records so that people can listen to them on record players, and also radio stations will start playing jazz, and they will make quite a bit of money, and jazz artists will become very popular. Letter C. Big bands use jazz to create new dance styles. Like, for instance, if you watch the introductory performance by my daughter on the Charleston and big band were results of something called jazz. By the way, this form of music becomes popular with radio, as I already mentioned, as well as phonographs. Letter E. Black artists take part in the Harlem Renaissance, and we will talk about that later on today. So if there's not any questions, then make sure you guys get questions 1 through 20 in. If you have questions, please send in the email. We've already gotten a couple already. And hopefully, and my concern is, once again, people are watching the videos, watching when we have Zoom time. Make sure you guys are paying attention, taking notes, because all of that is very important. All right, guys, I'll see you next Monday here. Have a good weekend. Bye.